Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of Inside the Walls podcast, live on a Saturday afternoon on a day that I can say it's the I-29 rivalry. If you're watching this live on all of our social media platforms, this show is not live. I do apologize, but you can leave your comments, give shout outs. You're more than welcome. But if you're putting questions up, ask us to answer, we won't be able to answer them because we can't look in the future. If we did, me and Matt will be billionaires somehow and probably own a couple of teams in the indoor league.
Definitely.
But no further ado, Matt, special episode. Thank you for joining me. We usually have a third partner crime, but he is currently doing stuff with the Willie Miners. They got a game this weekend, and he is part of the media team, so they're getting a lot of things set up for that game this weekend in Willing.
Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be a fun game to watch, honestly.
And also remember, before we get on the road with our guests today, when we start breaking down the I-29 rivalry, remember you can follow us on all podcast platforms on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Podcast Addict, and of course, InWallsNet.com can get all your information of Inside the Walls. And also today, yes, it's been a while. The ticket giveaway will be announced today. We have looked over at all the people who've put their names in. We had 37 entries, and then come to look at all the names. There's a lot of people doing doubles and triples, and so
we can't win. So.
And the numbers got dwindled down. I thought there was a lot of people entered, but still, we will be doing a drawing of that right after the interview of our guest this afternoon or this morning or this evening, whenever you have a chance to watch. Hopefully you're watching it before the action. Don't be watching it during the action, because why are you watching us? I know that we're big time in the industry, but you don't need to be watching us. Okay? Don't. Remember to follow us on any one of our platforms at InWallsPod, at NAL Football, at InWallsNet.com, and also to the people who are trying to watch the games, very simple. National Arena League channel, playlist, and boom. That's how you get to the games. And there's some interesting features there on these games that you'll notice right when you join. But you can watch the games also at NationalArenaLeague.com. Matt, no further ado. We have really no news to talk about because we're in the middle of the week. We just had a game that completed on Friday night, so we won't be talking about the scores and updates. So hopefully, to the fans that want to see us talk about the game, we're not. We're going to focus on the I-29 rivalry with our guests because we're getting to the other side of the I-29 rivalry. But Matt, you have the privilege of introducing this player because you're on one side of it and he's on the other side of it of the I-29 rivalry.
Yeah, player that I've been looking forward to chatting with for quite a while. Watched him play for a couple seasons there in Sioux City. He's one of their offensive linemen. Please welcome to the show, Sterling Clark.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, thanks for being on here tonight with us, Sterling. We're happy to have you, and just looking forward to chatting with you about your career and about the I-29 rivalry.
I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Well, first things first, I looked on Sioux City's website, and apparently this is only your second year of playing football. And I vividly remember you playing for another team in the state of Iowa, or two other teams in the state of Iowa. So I think the Bandits are trying to make you feel a little younger than you are.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm only 28. But sometimes when you've been playing this for a little minute, you start to feel you age yourself a little bit older than what you really are. So yeah.
28 can be somewhat ancient in this sport for sure.
Man,
that's when people go, "Well, Brady wasn't old. He was 43 when he retired."
Man.
Like I'm talking to no matter if it's the NAL or the IFL, I talk to players and they're like 30 and go, "Man, I feel old." I'm like, bro, I'm 10 years older. Like, don't make me feel ancient. Come on. But again, I'm not on the football field taking the hits. Former defensive lineman, offensive lineman, so I never had the chance to play collegiate. Matt played a little bit of collegiate ball. It's a brutal sport, even in the high school level. And the people who play professional, I just can't. I love the game that much, but I don't see myself putting my body through all the pain and suffering for. You must love the game to play.
Absolutely.
especially indoor where the wall is involved.
Man, it's undefeated. It's undefeated.
That's
How
true.
many times have you actually had the opportunity to like take a block? Because I know you're an offensive lineman, but take a block and actually block a guy into the wall.
I've had a few opportunities. I've actually had some opportunities where I've hit in the wall trying to get guys to the wall, and in the heat of the moment, you like, man, this feels fun. You wake up the next day, I don't ever want to hit the wall again.
Like you said, it's
want to hit that
undefeated.
wall. Man,
I've talked to DBs and wide receivers. Wide receivers like the wall doesn't bother me until you end up in the second row, because if you end up in the second row, that means you get blasted on the wall. And DBs love the wall because that's an extra defender. Like the wall's
Exactly.
their friend. But for an offensive lineman, like I've seen players, no matter what league, block dudes from the 2-yard line or the 1-yard line, block them into the wall at the other end of the end zone. I go, man, that's a grown man doing that to another grown man. It's almost like you got to check your ego and go, if you're that defense player, you're like, should I do this ever again? Because that was kind of embarrassing, getting blown off the ball for 8 yards into the wall. But you're no lineman. I've seen you, even this year, I've seen some highlights of you making grown men look like kids. How you're physically just rocking them in the end zone. I think I've seen them one game against, I want to say, I think it was Beaumont. No, you didn't play Beaumont at home. You played, who's the first home game?
The first home game we played this year was against Idaho.
It was, yeah, Idaho. So it's one of those things. I just remember it was a run play, and you just bulldozed that the end, and you threw him to the ground. I'm like, that's a grown man just bossing around another grown man. That defensive back with defensive end is like, I may want to check my career after that. I'm just giving you some respects to you, because I know how strenuous this game is, and how much pain, suffering, hard work, dedication that all the other players get on the field besides the old linemen. Like the old linemen make the quarterbacks eat, they make the running backs eat, they make the receivers look good. No one gives the love to the offensive linemen. And one thing I've been told in my career, and I guarantee you in your career, if they're not saying your name, you're doing a good job.
Literally. And I literally always went by that because I don't want nobody saying, man, that number 70 out there holding all the time, man. Shoot, I don't hear my name pretty much on the announcements. I'm like, okay, shoot, I might be doing pretty good.
It's just like Matt's played defense, I've played defense, offense, and it's like I remember looking to score like in high school. I just remember looking and go, oh, I got 2 holding penalties. I wonder why we lost this game. It's me, because I played crap and I've never played the position ever again. They threw me on the defensive side of the ball. But speaking about high school, hometown is Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
So, who day?
Absolutely. Die hard Bengals fan. Absolutely. Since I was a kid. Really, since I came out the womb.
Well, it looks like your boys have loaded up on the offensive side with the receivers and the QBs. So,
Absolutely.
and you're in a very competitive AFC North. So it looks like
absolutely.
Looks like
Who's your all-time favorite Bengals player?
My all-time favorite Bengals players probably would have to be Willie Anderson. He was an offensive lineman. He wore number 71. He kind of actually, because I wore 71 in high school and college, and he was the reason why I chose to wear number 71. So, yeah, I'm a big Willie Anderson fan.
Awesome. I was Corey Dillon.
I was about to say, I did love Corey Dillon. Did love me some Corey Dillon.
One of my good friends is a big Bengals fan. He grew up in the Cincinnati area, too. He's a big Bengals fan as well. So, yeah, he's driven. He lives in Florida and drove all the way over to Dallas to watch them play this year. So.
There is a receiver that used to play for the Bengals.
Okay.
Now, I'm not talking about where you at, 85, Ocho Cinco. No.
Okay.
I'm talking about the other one on the other side that never got a lot of love, and he was a guy that had a funny nickname because they got TJ Who's Your Mama. That was his last name. TJ Who's Mazada.
I remember the commercial, Jose Mazzola.
Yeah.
Man.
And, I just remember him in the game against the Jaguars, my hometown team. Mm-hmm. And it was against Jalen Ramsey. Mm-hmm. And he left Jalen Ramsey with his ankles broken. It's so bad that Jalen Ramsey used his anger on another receiver. Like TJ did that to him, and then Jalen just returned the favor to another dude. I'm like, what the heck? I just remember that game. I'm not saying who won the game, Jacksonville, but that was an interesting that was an interesting match. I just love how the Bengals is that every time I think of the Bengals, I think of Corey Dillon, Boomer Esiason, and TJ Who's Your Mama.
Yep.
TJ Who's Messiah, just the nickname.
Absolutely.
But I know you're a Bengal, but also there's a college there. Are you Ohio State fan growing up?
Okay,
or what?
okay. So here's the thing. So both my mom and my dad, they're University of Cincinnati alums. So I will always have some love for the University of Cincinnati Bearcats. But to answer your question, I am also a diehard Ohio State fan, defending national champions. Looking forward to seeing them for the first game against Texas. That's going to be a great game. Yeah, like love Ohio State. Go Bucks.
There you go.
Usually when people live in the Ohio, inside the Ohio outline, the border, they're either one school, they're Ohio State, and that's it. Or if they're Cincinnati or Bowling Green or Toledo or Akron, that's their second team. Everyone's first team is Ohio State. Like, okay, Ohio State won. Okay, but it's one thing I've when me and Matt went up there to Wheeling, West Virginia to kick off the season, I talked to a person who lives in Ohio, and they literally said, "Yeah, Ohio State's the number one team." But everybody in Ohio State has a second college team, and it's usually Bowling Green, Ball State, one of those teams inside the state. And it's just the camaraderie of the state itself, how much they love football, that they all band together for that one, Ohio State, but they still support the other universities. So that's the reason why I want to ask, are you a Buckeye? Are you a Bearcat? Because something about Ohio. If you're in Ohio, you're an Ohio State fan. There's definitely no Michigan fans in Ohio State.
I mean, you will be surprised because me living in Cincinnati, I have met more Pittsburgh Steelers fans, more Michigan Wolverine fans, and it kind of to me is like, what are y'all doing? But also, I'll be like, I understand. They want to be different. It's cool.
But hey, you brought the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bengals Steelers has been a long time rivalry in the sport period.
Yes.
But you're also partaking in a long time rivalry in the sport, the I-29 rivalry. It's not as big as the Steelers versus Bengals, but it's big here in the National Arena League. The Bandits and the Beef. You play them twice this year. You play them three times last year. 3 good games last year. Epic games. Your short stint with this rivalry. How big is this rivalry to the sport, and how big is it the rivalry to the city of Sioux City?
I mean, it's the atmosphere. Like, you walk into Ralston Arena or you walk into the Tyson Event Center and you see Omaha Beef versus Sioux City Bandits or Sioux City Bandits versus Omaha Beef, you instantly start feeling that energy. Like, it could be hours before the game. You already feeling like, the intensity's there. Like, shoot, they don't like us. We don't like them. That's just how it is. It's a rivalry. It's exciting. It's going to be I'm excited.
Yeah, it's funny because we talk to players on here all the time. I have guys that I know, Sioux City, Tyler Lowenstein, and Chris Perry, and some of those guys. Right? We talk all the time, and we talk about the rivalry, but we talk about how, like you mentioned, like we don't like each other. Well, we really only don't like each other for about 60 minutes, and it's pretty respectful. Other than that, I mean, I go back and forth with Coach Lowe all the time. In fact, I texted him 2 days ago, and I was like, "You guys ready?" And he was like, "Not yet, but we're almost there." He'll randomly out of the blue text me 4746 with an angry face emoji or something, and I'll just so that's what I love about this rivalry, right? Like we love our teams, our fan bases love each other, love our teams. We love to root against each other's teams. But when it's all said and done, we come out on that field and we're respectful. We shake hands, we high five, and we act like we've been there before. And that's what I love about this rivalry. That's one of my favorite things about this rivalry. But does it really, as a player, mean more to you guys or to you in this game?
I mean, every game to me is important, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, when I got introduced into this rivalry last year, and then I just saw how the games was going, I'm like, I understand now why this game is it's circled on everybody's calendar. Like, it's definitely that vibe of like you said, like, it's not as big as like the Bengals and Steelers, but it's definitely, oh yeah, it's one of them. Like,
Talk
you
about
gotta
that.
definitely strap up.
Yeah, talk about that game last season in Sioux City. Because at one point you guys were up by like 2 or 3 scores, right? And I was
Yes.
like, this looks really, really ugly. That was right around the
Yes.
time my dad passed away, so I'm just trying to remember everything. But like,
Mhm.
but yeah, like I remember you guys were up, I think 3 scores at one point, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be tough. And I know you guys were like, what was going through your guys' head? You guys, there's no way that Irv was letting you guys go, hey, we got this, right?
Nah, it was definitely nothing like that. It's just I honestly feel like that little switch of momentum, that they got right when they scored that touchdown to cut the lead to 2 touchdowns, you started to feel it. You started to feel it like, man, like, okay, like we got to do something. Then we didn't do nothing, and they scored again. We really got to do something. We didn't do nothing, and they scored again. It just was like, it's nerve-wracking, but then at the end of the day, you really got to point to yourself, because it was like, again, like you said, we was up three scores, and we allowed them to claw back and find their way back into it. So definitely was a learning experience, definitely something that I felt helped us as a team moving forward.
But you've also played in this rivalry 3 times, and one of those
Yeah.
losses was the final game of the season, how you were that
Yep.
close.
Yep.
But you for Sioux City, I guarantee you're like, man, can I finally get a win over Omaha? Like, the last year was like, if you look at all 3 of those games, they were all competitive. It came down to who made the fewest mistakes at the very end, who made the crucial catch, or who made the crucial interception. Every game was like that. It was intense. That's what rivalries are about. Now you turn the page. There's a certain quarterback that's no longer with Omaha, but there's a veteran who has been around the league,
Mm-hmm.
2 leagues, Brown,
Mm-hmm.
new head coach in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at Sioux City.
Mhm.
I have said this to Matt, I have said this to Jeff, and I've said this to many people. For some odd reason, whoever is quarterback for Sioux City, the offense doesn't skip a beat. It could be Tyler, it could be Verlon. Crap, you can put me back there, I guarantee it won't skip. That's how good it is.
I don't know about that.
Hey, I'm pretty good on Madden, all right? I was a 4-star recruit, okay? I was a backup quarterback, Kansas State. But anyways, then transferred out, then got hurt, and I was like, I'm done with this college game. But you had Tyler, you had Verlon both come in a couple of times throughout the year. Your offense didn't skip a beat. How do you keep that consistency, especially in Sioux City over the last 2 years? Because it seemed like anybody who's been the QB, the offense never skipped a beat, even in both seasons so far.
I mean, for us, it starts at practice. We know when we get out there and practice, it's not no time to be messing around, no time for all the jokes and all that. We out here to work, and we know if we have good practices, those usually are going to lead to us having those good results on the field when we play in the games.
Well, you mentioned the arenas, and I've always asked this to well, I've asked this to Matt and Jeff, and they laughed. You got Ralston Arena, you got the Cowbells, and you have the Tyson Events Center.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed about both arenas, they're very smaller venues compared to other teams in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
More fans, more compact. Are you a fan of the big arenas with hundreds of like thousands of people? Or are you like those small arenas like Tyson's Event Center and Ralston, where it's compact and just freaking like how do you want to call it there, Matt?
It's like a sardine can.
It's like a sardine can, but it's loud as hell. Excuse my language. What do you prefer? You like those big arenas, or you like those arenas that are just compact and the fans are right there with you, like they actually are in the game plan?
I ain't gonna lie, them compact arenas, those are probably some of the funnest games, especially when the fans are into it. It's really more of a us versus them. Like we got. This is everybody else is against us. This is all we got right here, fellas. So let's give it all, execute, and let's hush them up a little bit, because we all know when you score, they get a little quiet. Not as much trash talking. They start looking at their phones. They like, like we really not a factor right now. I'm like,
so it's
feels pretty good.
That guy in the top row behind the Omaha Beef bench that's wearing the championship, yelling or screaming his belt quite as loud as.
Man.
He always acts like he's won a wrestling match and he's holding a cowbell. Don't chipper at that guy. Don't, as he may not know people who do shows.
Okay.
But you talk about chippering Omaha, their fans. Do you like when fans, get in your face and try and
I
rile
love
you
it.
up? Do you like
I
that?
love
You're
it.
that type of dude?
I love it. Like, I don't know. Like me, I'm a big WWE, WWF guy. So like, to me, it
we are
always.
here.
I was about to say, like, it kind of reminds me when John Cena was taking on Rob Van Dam in the ECW One Night Stand, and he's walking through with the WWE Championship belt raised above his head, and they're throwing drinks on him. I kind of like that. It's like, okay, yeah.
No, man, this is my kind of thing here.
One Night Stand. Do they even have that pay-per-view anymore?
See, here's the thing about it is.
By the way, it's WrestleMania weekend. That's why we're talking about this.
And I understand, and that's cool. But because I have a lot of friends who tell me, they're like, Sterling, you got to get back into wrestling. Yeah. And I've been watching a little bit of AEW here and there, but to me, and I even tell a lot of my teammates this, I'm going to turn on the WCW YouTube. I'm going to go to Peacock, watch some of the old WCW episodes. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to type in TNA Wrestling, turn on The Sacrifice from 2005, make me feel like I'm still that little kid with the pizza and the Mountain Dew on a Thursday night or a Friday night. So that's how I get down with it. Yeah.
Well, also you mentioned about the classic wrestling stuff. The sponsor for the National Arena League right now on TV airs old school, like WCW, old school content and TNA. So now TV, it's where you get NAL football and you get your classic stuff. So check that out.
There we go.
Also, Sterling, something you can talk to CP about. His cousin is actually a wrestler for the WWE.
Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh, her name Naomi for WWE is CP's cousin.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
Small world, man. Small world.
I know, right? Trinity Fatu is his cousin. But I wanted to circle back and start to, keep talking about this I-29 rivalry, right? Talk a little bit about a couple of your teammates that you guys have that have been there forever. Fred Bruno, Drew Prohaska, the long arm of the law there, Devin Groenenhagen. Just how do those guys help you as a player continue to be motivated to keep fighting, keep trying to win those championships and keep trying to win these games against your rivals?
I tell Bruno, I tell Pro, and I tell Devin this all the time. Man, I wish I was 10 years younger. Man, I wish I was 10 years younger, man. Like granted, they old heads but they still balling. Like there's sometimes I see Drew and Bruno do stuff on film. I'm like, man, y'all this age and y'all still doing it like this? But man, it's just those three guys are the example. Like how hard they work in practice, how dedicated they are to detail, how at the beginning of when we have our team meetings to start the season, how they give us the whole lay down about the Sioux City history. It's really, really good to see. And I'm glad I get to be a part of those guys. I mean, be a part of those guys' story and all that. And I'm glad they're my vets.
Definitely.
So do you call them old?
Yeah. I try not to too much. Well, I definitely do call Bruno OG, triple OG, OG, triple, triple. Real for real, because just how he be moving, man. Bruno smooth, man. Bruno smooth. I'm telling you, there'll be times I'm literally watching film. I'm like, damn, Bruno getting up like that. Okay, right. Bruno, yes sir.
I'm like, how is he still so fast,
man? Because there's times he just zoom. I'm like, hey, maybe you don't need to be 10 years younger than shoot.
Maybe he's just in his prime.
Hey, come on now.
And I've seen receivers in the NFL that you think, oh, they're out, they're done, and they go another 5 years and they still perform high level. You go,
yep.
I'm like, where are you finding this at? Like, can we buy that off of Amazon or something? Like the health.
Man, like, sheesh, give me some.
So one other thing I wanted to ask you about, because I think it's an obvious question. Like I'd be remiss to not ask about it because he's one of my guys. I've loved him for a long time. Watch him play. CP3 comes in last season, midway-ish through the season, and just assimilates right into your guys' team, right? How does this week and watching him prepare for this week help you prepare for this week?
I'm not going to lie. When you see CP prepare for this game, it's just he got a little bit of extra. Just a little bit of extra. He you know what I'm saying? He getting out that break a little bit extra, communicating the calls a little bit louder. I'm like, okay. And understandably so. Like the career he had over there at Omaha and what he did over there for that organization is tremendous. And for him to bring what he's brought over there to here has been great. Like he's been a great teammate, great leader. And shoot, I literally just bought one. He literally just got us some team sweatshirts. Hold on, see if I got it right here. Yep. Show it
Yeah, I
to
saw
y'all
his
right
post
quick.
about that. Sounded like he got
I was
some
about to say.
crazy stuff
I was
happening.
about to say. Yeah, he
Oh wow,
got.
those are nice, man. Yeah, for
I was
sure.
about to say, yeah. He got us together. He got us together. So yeah.
Yeah, CP, great dude. I love CP. Shout out to
Yeah.
CP. Hopefully he gets to see this. Hope I get to chat with him this weekend
Absolutely.
or whatever. But yeah, for sure. Miss watching that guy play every single week. But I'm peeking on him and keep my eye on him.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the rivalry, we both know, Matt knows because he's known this rivalry for years. I've only known it for about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Half the players usually every year have either played for the other team,
Yep,
or they've been associated. So it's very, even like what Matt said, both rivalries, they hate each other for that 60 minutes, but we're professional for the rest of the way. And the only reason why you do that is because your brothers on the other sideline wore the same colors you did probably last year or 2 years ago. So you get that relation, because every single year you look on the transaction, you go, hey, he played for Sioux City last year. Wait, he played for Omaha last year. Now they're wearing opposite colors. And you've been in this industry. You played at Quad City, you played at Iowa, and you played here. And you've been around, knowing how small the community is with the players, how everyone knows each other, and they go the transition. What has been the most inspirational thing that you've done since being in the indoor game? And what have you learned since being a professional in the indoor game that you didn't when you first entered?
I will say that I've been told this by a lot of people that this is a lot for a lot of guys. When you start playing in this, it's not your end all be all goal. But I've also heard guys tell me, if you play in this, make it your NFL. Prepare like you're about to go play the Pittsburgh Steelers on a Sunday. Prepare like you're about to go see an Aaron Donald across from you. And I've always taken that with me. Like, of course, always is the goal is to go to the CFL, the UFL, the NFL. But why not be where your feet are and still give your all and still give your whole heart to it? Because I love this game. Like, who would have thought me being a kid from Cincinnati, Ohio, would have kids come up to me after the games? Oh my gosh, you're my favorite player. Had me go talk to the kids at the school and interact with people in the community. What it's really done for me. I literally tell people all the time, like, if you have an opportunity to continue to play this game at this level, do it. Like, just at least see what it's about. Don't try to sit there and be like, oh man, what if this and that? Just go do it, because it's definitely something out here. And you make a lot of memories. Like, the memories I made, the people I met, the relationships I built playing this game, it's literally truly been one of a kind.
Absolutely.
Agreed. I'm gonna make a little funny reference here.
Okay.
Because Omaha fans call your arena the Chicken Coop.
Really?
Right, because the Tyson Event Center.
Okay, because Tyson Chicken.
Yeah,
I got
Tyson
it. Okay.
Chicken. But
Yep.
Omaha is known for its steak.
Yes.
Are you a steak or a chicken guy?
See, the crazy thing is, I literally just got Chick-fil-A earlier this week. And I literally said, eat chicken, forget the beef.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had to ask it because I was like, wait a minute, I know some Omaha fans call Tyson Event Center there, so I was like, oh, are you steak or chicken?
Some Omaha fans have some choice words for the town of Sioux City as well, but we won't go into that because it's not really.
I know that.
Yeah, what's that?
I know they're gonna definitely have some choice words for sure.
For sure. So. Yeah.
No, like, you actually think Michigan and Ohio State fans have nice sayings to each other during rivalry week?
Now during rivalry week, especially with with the way Michigan has been handing it to Ohio State these past couple years, like I can't lie. Even after this last game when they went to go plant the flag and they started fighting after the game, I can't lie. I'm like, ooh, like, because I feel them. Because I don't know how you feel about somebody.
We're gonna keep it on that Ohio State Michigan thing.
Okay.
Are you one of those Ohio State fans that you rather beat Michigan than win a national title, or win a national title but lose to Michigan?
I can't lie to you. Seeing them boys hold up that natty trophy was pretty special. But I can't lie. Growing up, I never saw Ohio State lose to Michigan. Never. Like, there was a lot of close games. Like, there was one game, I think it was Devin Gardner was a quarterback, and I think the score was like 42-41. They going for the 2-point conversion at the end of the game. I'm like, this could really happen. And it didn't. But I ain't gonna lie, these past 4 years, seeing the Michigan Wolverines beat them Ohio State Buckeyes, it's truly a rivalry now. Because for years, it was Ohio State just mollywhopping Michigan. Like, they calling it the game. I'm like, why they calling it the game for? This game be over by really halftime, midway through third quarter. But over these past 4 years, it's definitely really becoming a rivalry now. Like, it's not even a guarantee. Like, I even thought last season, I thought, yes, they're going to do it this year. And as the game kept getting closer and closer, I'm like, man, they leaving this team around. They letting them hang around. And then they did it.
Well, you can see it this way. The loss woke them up because they were unbeatable in the playoff.
Because you said, do you think it really helped Ohio State that they lost to Michigan? I actually think it did, because it got them more motivated, and they got the rest that they really needed to go on the run that they needed to go on.
Okay. Well,
So it was a little bit of a silver lining. Like, I know the guys who haven't beat Michigan, I know they were like, man, like, I never beat them, but I know they're like, this national championship ring feels pretty nice.
So it's I-29 rivalry weekend. As we often say in Omaha, you can throw the scores out the window, you can throw the records out the window, you can throw the players on the field out the window as far as it goes. What should fans expect from this game, and what should they expect to see on the field between Sioux City and Omaha?
Oh, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense. It's going to be one of those, you better have your helmet and chin strap buckled up. You better have a mouthpiece put in your mouth. I'm trying to tell you. And with everything going on, they just came off a loss. We're coming off this 2-week bye. It's going to be one of those games where, if you not watching it, I don't know what you're doing. If you're there and you're not fully focused on the game, I don't know what you're doing. It's just that atmosphere and that energy and that intensity is going to be there for sure.
Well, Sterling, got one more question, because it is the weekend. I know it's I-29, but there's also another event happening this weekend.
Yes.
Who you got in the triple threat
Yeah.
at WrestleMania between Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns?
Okay. So I'm not going to lie. I remember Roman Reigns when he was a part of the Shield. I remember him, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. I remember that when, like, that was, I think, like my high school, middle school days. So but I can't lie. I still remember Cody Rhodes from the Ohio Valley Wrestling days, him and Sean Spears as the tag team and all that as well. And we also, he's got the prodigy in his family, like Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, the originator of the crossbody block. I don't know. But if right now, if you had to ask me, I can't go against Roman Reigns.
Man, you are fully well knowledge in the WWE world.
Yeah, love it.
I mean, I tell people this all the time. There was a point in time I was watching more wrestling than I was watching football. So
That's
yeah.
good. Well, Sterling, it's been great chatting with you. We really appreciate you being on here tonight. I'm looking forward to watching you play again this weekend. And just get ready for the game.
All right, I appreciate y'all for having me on. Hopefully we can meet in person, Matt, at the game.
Absolutely.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right after this with the ticket giveaway that you guys have been asking for here on Inside the Walls podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And no further to do, Matt.
Here we go. All right, so we've had this planned for a while now. So let's see who wins these tickets that we've been talking about, Jim.
Yes, and we're going to be doing something unique on these. We're going to spin the wheel, like so. And the winner of this one is Tommy Sleeper Low. You are the first winner.
Yeah. Tammy,
And then the second winner is Brad Cruel.
Brad Cruel. All right, so we'll be
You
reaching out
see
to
your
them.
names, Tommy and Brad, reach out to us. We'll reach out to you. We'll tag you in this post. You have both won 2 tickets to an NAL game of your choosing. And if you cannot make the game, still reach out to us. We'll hook you up with some merch probably from your NAL team, and it'll be on our dime. So please reach out to us. You are our 2 winners for our ticket giveaway for the 2025 season. Thank you for participating and joining in on the ticket giveaway. Well, we have our 2 winners. Remember, reach out to us, or we'll reach out to you. We'll get a hold of you. Remember, if you can't get to an NAL game of your choosing, we will hook you up with some merch that equals the same value as the 2 tickets to each game of your choosing. Thank you for participating. Thank you for liking, sharing your experience with the NAL or indoor or arena game. It's about you guys, so you'll reach out to us. We'll reach out to you. So hopefully that. Thank you. Probably may do another one later in the year, but hey, just keep trucking along. As what I say with Matt and what we say with a lot of players that are on the show. The season's a long dang thing. Each week there's something else that happens. Each week something comes in the way, and you just gotta pull and go right through. So it's a long season, but I appreciate the people who reached out and joined the ticket giveaway. Really appreciate it, and thank you to our followers and our loyal supporters. Matt, I think we might have to do a wrestling podcast, and Sterling might have to be the co-host.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I can talk about wrestling too. Yeah, for sure.
That's
We
unique.
gotta get him on again. That's for sure.
He's some old school stuff. I know. It's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
me, you, Jeff Sterling. Like, come on. You want to talk about podcasts that'll go wild? I'm saying.
People give us a hard time for how long we go on this one. Imagine what we could do on that.
We'll be as long as an episode of Raw and SmackDown, 3 hours. But no further ado, final. I don't even know. I'm distracted.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Close out the show there, Matt. Any final words?
Yeah, no, I mean, get out and support your local National Arena League team. If you're in the Omaha area, get out to Sioux City or get out to that game tonight to watch them play against Sioux City. It's going to be a fun game, and just look forward to watching that on the field. And hopefully the correct team wins. And yeah, just keep supporting your local National Arena League team, guys.
The correct team wins. See how it is. Remember tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on all NAL channels. Remember, you can go to nationalarenaleague.com, click on the watch games, and there are all the games. We have 3 games on the docket tonight. Carolina at Wheeling, Sioux City at Omaha, and an intriguing matchup in Denver, which I said on Tuesday night, low-key could be one of the better games this weekend as the Horsemen travel to take on the Spartans of Colorado. Week 7 of the NAL is here. Be well. Be well. Travel. If you're traveling to the games, be safe. And remember, if you want to critique something, remember to do the work to help it before you can critique it. No further ado, ladies and gentlemen. That's Matt Patton. I am Jim Renier. We will see you on Tuesday, wrapping up Week 7 and previewing Week 8, because we get one step closer to a crazy push towards the postseason. Be well, be safe. We'll see you guys next week.